With Dave Ramsey preaching to his followers the evilness of credit cards, and on the other side you have someone like Graham Stephan having 10 plus credit cards and raving about them, it can be super confusing to a beginner on who to believe. While it does seem confusing, the honest answer is it all depends on how you use them. It really is essential to carry a credit card with you, as you can get access to free hotels or rental cars, but more on that later on this video. Dave Ramsey argues that when you pay in cash, you get better deals. However, I've never experienced a time while living here that someone like McDonald's or any other corporation has offered me a discount just for paying in cash and not with a card. Another big downfall with paying in cash and always carrying it around is the greater risk of losing it. No one is going to have any way to trace the rightful owner of the cash. If you do lose a credit card, it is super easy to call your credit card company and cancel the card, and you can even do that inside the app. How are we doing? If you're new to the channel, my name is Kyle Zajac, where I talk about all things personal finance. Drop a like and subscribe to support me if that's the content you are looking for. Of the many reasons to use a credit card over a debit card, one of the best is that you obtain rewards, especially through hitting those hefty sign-up bonuses, such as what American Express is offering through the link in the description. Credit card companies do this to encourage their customers to use their specific credit cards over other credit card bureaus. Now, they are counting on the customer to only make the minimum payment, where the customer will rack up interest. This is one of the worst things you can do with a credit card, besides not hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like. Besides that, it would just negate all of your cash back, which is the whole goal of a credit card company. They just want to lure the average customer with their big sign-up bonus, where the customer starts to spend money they do not have in their bank account. But since the average person watching this video is smarter than that, you now know not to fall into that trap. Furthermore, a huge perk is being able to put your normal spending on a credit card, which can give you a myriad of points. You can then use these points to get free hotels and free flights that a debit card or cash otherwise would not have provided you. Imagine getting a free business class ticket or a 5-star hotel just by spending the money you normally would have spent. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore, as it is entirely possible to the point where some people make an entire hobby out of it, otherwise known as credit card churning. I would only recommend this to the more seasoned credit card user, as you must know how to play the credit card game before starting to churn. Just be careful not to lose your credit card, because what if someone gets access to your credit card and tries to put their normal spending on it? Would you be stuck losing all the money the thief stole from you? This brings me to my next point: to never use a debit card again. You are much better protected through insurance and against fraudulent activity. For example, a criminal recently obtained access to my debit card. I filed this dispute in the amount of about $420 immediately. However, the money was already taken out of my account, and the time span it took from starting the dispute with my debit card company and the dispute being finalized dragged on for 3 whole months. On the other hand, if that was a credit card that this fraudulent activity occurred on, this process would have lasted a week at most. Even better, my personal money would not have been stolen from me, since the credit card company reimburses you right away on the disputed amount, so you do not have to pay, as it is technically not your money. This is because a credit card acts as a buffer between you and your personal bank account, while a debit account is a direct link between you and your money. Think of it as you are borrowing money from someone for 60 days and you just have to pay back whatever you have spent in that time frame. As for the extra safety net with a credit card like American Express or Chase, they provide you with purchase protection, return protection, and an extended warranty, with many more. In short, with purchase protection, if an item is damaged or stolen within typically 90 to 120 days, the credit card company will reimburse you for the item up to a certain dollar amount, which could be as high as $10,000 for AMEX. Return protection is great if a merchant is doing a final sale with no returns. The credit card company will step in and allow you to return the item on their behalf, and then they'll refund you the money. The extended warranty is an added bonus. With this, credit card companies will usually extend the covered period by 1 year for warranties under 5 years. So if you went out and you bought an expensive computer and it breaks just after the warranty, don't fret, because the credit card company will help you out. Please do not forget that these benefits exist, as most people do, and I recommend that you do a quick read through of all the benefits that your card offers. But what is the best reason to use a credit card solely over a debit card? Reason number 3 is, of course, to build your credit score. If you need some tricks to help you get approved for a credit card, I've already made a video right here explaining surefire ways to get instantly approved. As insignificant as this number may seem, it is severely important, as you need to show the bank a higher score to lock in the lowest interest rates possible. This is also the case when you are trying to get the lowest car interest rate possible, or when you're competing against other potential tenants when trying to rent an apartment. Just whatever you do, do not miss a payment. I repeat, do not miss a payment. This will quickly drop your score, and it will continue to hurt your score for up to 7 years. Alongside never missing a payment, payment, you shouldn't ever pay any interest to the credit card companies. Looking at it this way, the annual percentage rate, or APR, is usually around 17% and can be as high as almost 30%. If you were to take the APR of 30% and multiply it by the average consumer credit card debt of $5,313, you would be forking over as much as $1,600 for the entire year. This is insane, as you're paying well over $1,500 when you could be putting that money in the stock market, Roth IRA, or many more. Always make sure to pay off your credit card balances as quickly as possible so you do not burn away all of your money. The average credit card debt, according to Experian, which is one of the 3 credit bureaus that make up your FICO score, was $6,194 in 2019. If you compare this to 2020, that number took a nosedive down to 15%, where the average credit card debt was recorded at $5,313. Typically, this debt was increasing at a rate of 3% per year, but a huge catalyst for the average debt taking such a drop would be the CARES Act being enacted, which flooded all Americans with tons of money that in turn helped pay off debt. Fun fact as well, did you know that the average FICO score in 2020 grew to a score of 710? And on top of that, every single state in the United States saw an increase of 3 or more points, while consumers in 25 states grew their average by 7 points. Not surprisingly either, all generations grew their FICO score in 2020, with the biggest average gain coming from millennials. Now I would like to add that everybody should start off with 2 credit cards as soon as they turn 18, and they should make all the payments on time. It is important to start at 18, and it is possible to start younger than 18 with the help of your parents, so you can develop a clean track record and a long history, as this is the most heavily weighted category. So do not delay this when you are 18. The biggest thing you should absolutely do to not accumulate debt, if you are someone who budgets their money and is careful to never overspend, then what are you waiting for? Stop using that debit card or cash and take advantage of every single credit card benefit that is possible. With proper money management, there is nothing but upside to using a credit card. Just make sure that you always pay off your statements in full, so you will not have to pay a single penny in interest. The way I look at it is, if I do not have the money to pay for it in cash, I will not buy it. If on the flip side, you are someone who is very responsible with their money and tends to max out their credit cards and pays lots of interest, just stick with debit cards and cash. Not destroying your score and digging a debt hole for yourself is exponentially better than receiving the perks mentioned. If you are looking for the best card, AMEX is the go-to card that I use to capture the most amount of points. And by the way, if you are looking to sign up for an American Express card, don't miss this video right here, where I tell you everything you need to know before applying for one. And make sure you sign up for that AMEX card through the link in the description after dropping a like and subscribing.